Have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today? They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families in the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Good morning, everybody. It is the end of the corporate age, but it kind of feels like the beginning of a new dark age. We got Puerto Rico without power, still a lot of places. But FEMA doesn't want you to know that. They're deleting that information from the website. Power and water and all the statistics we really need to know. That's what an authoritarian state does, is only presents you with information that is what they want you to see. But right now, we've got a lot of media coverage and people talking about the fairness doctrine. I don't know if you noticed that. I thought that was rather interesting. MSNBC guy, Kyle something or another, bringing up the fairness doctrine because Trump mentioning fake media. I'm not even sure how it all happened. And I'm laughing because all of MSM took advantage of the repeal of the fairness doctrine. All of them. That narrative has been very authoritarian for quite some time. Right? Anyway, good morning, everybody. It's been a horrible week for a lot of reasons, and I didn't really want to do the show, and I didn't really want to do anything today. I was kind of feeling pretty crappy myself about a lot of stuff, but I realized that we have this family here, and everybody needs to grieve and feel shitty about what's going on and talk about it. So we're going to do that, and I got Laura and Markus here with me. Oh, Markus is in the middle this time. Check it. Hang on.
Wow, again.
Yeah, there we go. Markus in the middle. That could be a show.
Yes.
There's the German version of Malcolm in the Middle, Laura. Markus in the middle.
Thank you.
The German sandwich.
Yes.
But Dad, I don't want to live in America. But I wouldn't either, Markus.
Yes.
I wouldn't either. Anyway.
All right.
Yes.
Good morning, Laura. Good morning, John. And good morning, America. And Saturday and weekend for those who have a weekend. Yeah, we will see what we have to talk about. What we have to talk about today. And I think there are not only funny things we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I didn't actually plan on starting with humor at all or going to be humorous. I'm in a bad mood in general, just overall, about Scott and Las Vegas and all the variants of reality I see posted. Hey, we're banning people early in the morning. That's great.
Oh, yeah, we had a troll, Jeffrey Pearson. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that was
wow.
Fast action. You don't need to see that stuff.
You're getting more attention when new trolls show up. Right?
Yeah.
It's been the same happy little bubble of us for a while, and all of a sudden, new trolls. We reached a new audience. I'm so excited about that.
Wow. Talking about video game levels, this isn't a happy one.
Yeah, video games. Hey, Real and Trisha and Eco and Jupiter Judy and Schulte and Metalhead and Katie. And before I forget, because I forget this stuff all the time, I see your comments on YouTube. I often don't get a chance to do anything but like them or, thumbs up. I get your DMs to me in Slack, and sometimes I'm able to bang out a few replies and grunts like and okay. But I right now I'm still dealing. I'm really busy with a lot of stuff. We're all doing a lot of stuff, so I apologize if I haven't been very responsive to your messages. And probably a better way these days to get a message through to us is info@uphillmedia.org, because then more than I will see it. Laura will see it, and Markus will see it, and I don't even know who else sees it these days. but I can add new people so that they have to respond, and I'm not the only one. So info@uphillmedia.org, and that's important because uphillmedia.org is live right now as a website, and it exists for the nonprofit, and it looks a little funny because there's even some filler content still in there, like under our services page. It's like, here you can edit to actually provide a service. It's a work in progress. It even says that on the homepage, and we're getting going on it. But that's because we're an official nonprofit and an official where we started two businesses because Larry Taylor's an overachiever, right? And
we can't commingle. That's
right.
the
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm getting an error message when I try and click on the link that's in the description, John. So, but just know.
Oh. Uphillmedia.org. It should actually work. Just go there.
It's
type
almost
it out.
it's almost ready.
Did I not? Did I? Well, I hope I didn't. It should be up. Really? Here, I'm just going to go do that right now.
It could be me,
It could be you.
just because I can click on every other link and it's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
No, it must be. I don't know what's going on with it.
Okay. We're working on it, gang.
It was going fine until today. Who knows? Never mind that. All right. So
We're having a website meeting tomorrow. We'll figure all of this out.
we'll figure it out. Anyway, once it's there again, you'll be able to go there and you can donate directly through the Action Network. We'll have a link for that, and you can get to our events and shows. It's a normal website, but it's also to let people know what we do, because we kind of figured that out on the nonprofit side of things, right? So we offer training and help for individuals and organizations and groups, and that includes political candidates on how to be live on air. In order to get our training and help, which we don't charge for, that's a donation if you feel like it, you have to meet our partnership guidelines, which will be posted on the site once you can get there. And that's really how the nonprofit's going to work. We'll do training and we'll do productions. We run We the People twice a week, and we run Progressive Oregon with Larry Taylor on Saturdays, and we what else do we have? Don't we have other shows? Is that it? That's all we have. We have Awake on Saturday, or Progressive Oregon's on Sundays. We have Awake on Saturdays. We'll be doing more live streams once we figure out where. We're in talks to start a Progressive California with Adriel Hampton and Gail McLaughlin, and those are the models of shows that we'll be branching out. And so we'll be looking for people who want to do those shows in other states, and we'll be looking for sponsors and donors to help cover the costs of producing these shows, right? So that's the other thing we're doing. We also create media based on these shows with our volunteers and networks. That's what the nonprofit does. We're here to help people learn how to be live on air. We're here to create those two model shows and special events with our volunteer network, and we look for opportunities in that regard to work with other organizations, and we seek partnerships and sponsorships and donations for those operations, and then we create media. The for-profit side of things will do all of those things, but at a higher level and for an actual charge. So once you or your organization have reached a point where we can't handle that as a volunteer network, you need to talk to our for-profit organization, and then we can handle it. That's when money gets transacted directly between us and the organization. So that's how these two sides of things are going to work. And now we just have to get the websites back up. Or at least that one back up so it looks. Anyway, that's what that is. In terms of shows and you guys and following this, and we're using, by the way, who's talking about? Hi, Barbara, how are you? Yeah, you're in Slack, Barbara, and so is Jilly Love. A lot of people showed up in Slack. Thank you.
Can I put out a PSA here?
Yes.
The people keep going to Slack and trying to find us there to join.
Yes.
And no,
that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. It's a private Slack, so you need to email us to ask for an invitation, and then you will magically find your way into the Bernie 2016 TV Slack. And glad that Barbara and Julie are in there now. They needed to be.
And happy birthday to Schulze 100.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
Have a great day, and celebrate as soon as you can today after the show.
Yeah. And also the pseudo-intellectuals is on the rundown. They're just in hiatus right now. They're doing a little reorganization. Hopefully they'll be back next month, maybe.
And don't forget that we are developing new formats, and one of it will be the Apple Media World News. And if someone would like to join us, our moderation team, and would like to see what we are doing, how we do this, and please send us an email to info at Apple Media. Was it? What was our email again? Sorry, I don't have it here.
info@uphillmedia.org.
And I know the email works regardless of the website, so...
Yes, the email works, and if you would like to see it and to test it and to try it, and we will support you, we will introduce you to all this stuff, and don't hesitate to send us an email.
Yes.
And Kara just said that the website does work, and it was missing the www in the description, so I'm putting it right now into chat. And it looks great.
Then I've got to add a propagation, so you don't need that, because you shouldn't need to put the dub in there. That's like 1995 tech.
I know. It's so last century.
That's the redirect in DNS.
Yeah.
My previous career, folks, was in web development, so I just don't like doing it, but it's old hat. So yeah, glad to have people like Dave Z and Kara and others who are going to help us finish this off, and so we will get it done. And just know that it's there. In terms of shows, just what we've got coming up, because we want to talk about this stuff. I know the covers of the Las Vegas shooting. I didn't even mention the cover. We all know that's what that is. And I just wanted to put it on there, really, because it's... I don't even know what to say. It's not the largest massacre in U.S. history. I just want to clarify that for everybody in history. The United States has massacred lots more Native Americans and African Americans throughout its history for whatever fucking reason than this guy just offed. So let's just keep that in mind. It's just that our unfair and balanced, our non-fairness doctrine media doesn't even acknowledge that history. Never acknowledged that history. Nobody was taught that shit in history books. I was never taught that stuff in history books. I was taught, the Americans went to war with the Indians back then because the Indians were, because we went to war with them. That's basically what I got. Anyway, tomorrow, Progressive Oregon, Guns and Democracy. That's at 10 a.m. Larry Taylor and Betsy Cunningham. That's going to happen tomorrow. They got people on both sides of the spectrum there. We got a Democrat, Charles Mon, is going to be on. He's going to be talking about the Progressive Gun Caucus, or he wants to call it the Oregon Democratic Gun Caucus. I don't know what it is. But he's a member of it. He's the chair. He's the big cheese on it. And he's going to talk to us about what sensible gun ownership looks like. I can't stand to say those words. I'll be honest. Because if we had a society that was educated and that was cared for equally and was evolved, we would not even be dicking around with penis extensions, pea shooters, and we would be moving on to things that were more intelligent, that were more becoming of a race that had achieved peace amongst itself. That's really why we talk about gun control. And while I agree in the current state of humanity, okay, we have guns and we need gun control because people feel a need to have guns. Even I feel a need to have a gun these days, but it's not for hunting rabbits. It's not for shooting, people of color, which is what the police seem to want to do. The only reason I want it is protect myself against my government, which is ridiculous because me having a gun will do nothing to protect myself against my government. Zero. I mean, it would feel good for a moment. Maybe the government police come take me away for some reason because I'm screaming about the government and I get to shoot at a couple of them and then 9 million bullets fly my way. It sounds good in anger. And then I realize it's pointless because it's just pointless. The weapon I have to fight guns with is education. And sadly, I can't instantly educate a human being, but you can sure as hell instantly kill them. Wouldn't it be great if you could shoot a bullet of brains into somebody? Now you're not an idiot. And just to stop for a minute, oh, shit, I'm sorry. My fault. And walk away. I mean, that would be, we just can't do it. Anyway, so that's about all I have to say about that. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on Progressive Oregon with Larry and Betsy, and I look forward to you guys being there. If you can, share that so we can get more people, because we really want to grow the audience that we have here and want to grow these shows. We also have We the Peeps that Laura Livengood has been kicking some serious ass on these days, booking people left and right. And by the way, I use the term book as in booking a guest. I saw somebody posting comments, book, what the fuck? I'm like, it's probably antiquated
Y'all are so
term.
literal.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so Laura, you want to tell us who's coming up on We the Peeps?
So on Monday, we've got Amy Villela, who is running for Congress in Nevada, District 4. So this will be very interesting conversation considering what's just happened in her state, and also the connection with what just happened to Scott, because her big issue and what she feels passionately about is Medicare for all, as she's had really direct experience with it, which I'll let her share. So 2 big issues and places coming together on Monday nights. So we're really looking forward to talking to her.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday we have Sarah Smith, who is a brand new Congress recommended candidate in Washington. And she's a young up-and-comer progressive. Amy is running as an independent. I believe that Sarah's running as a Democrat. Is she? Yes. Yeah. I haven't seen the research sheets on that. And thank you to our research teams who are going in there ahead in time and doing vast research on our candidates so that we all look really smart when we talk to them. And I would know more about Sarah Smith, but they haven't started her sheet yet.
Right.
But we are booked into December. We have some Mondays and Wednesdays in December available. Then we're going to pause for a second and start booking for 2018. And maybe, we might need to add another show because there are so many candidates that we want to have on, and so many out there that we don't even know yet. They're appearing daily. It's been fun to meet them and really have had such a great response from them. It's not a hard sell, and they love doing the show and all want to come back. And that's good.
Yeah.
And we are learning a lot of different perspectives. And these are not, every one of these people that we have on are not people that we expect all of y'all to agree with 100%. But It's our job to present as many different perspectives as possible so that you know what's out there, you know what people are hearing. And it really, for us, I think it really hones our individual litmus tests, and that's fine. But we do need to be open to listening to what these other candidates are hearing, because we don't want to throw out babies with bathwater, as it were.
And it makes no sense, in my opinion, to have every week 2 candidates which are articulating the same stuff. What we already know. We really want to see what perspectives can a candidate offer. Is it okay what he offers? This is a complete another question, But first we have to listen to them, and then we can draw our conclusions.
Yes. And remember, everybody, we're really early in the campaigning season. Like, we're starting all this stuff now because we want to prime our candidates, and half of these people are probably going to drop out at some point, right? Some of them are going to realize they just can't carry through or whatnot. Some of them are going to find out they're just not the best candidate in the bucket, and they're going to support somebody else. We've already had that happen with, we don't know why Topher Brennan decided to drop and sponsor Michael, but that was a choice, and that's just an example of what's going to happen, as we head into this thing. So we're helping to vet. We're helping, right now we're helping to give initial exposure and vet. Yeah.
A year from now, if we still exist, is going to be a lot of fun, because we're going to be, it's going to be the leading up to the election, final, final stumps and pushes and stuff like that. And we will have at that point, a group that we are, aligned with, that we can really help to get that final message out. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's my long vision with what we're doing now. We're meeting as many as possible, and then help as many as possible, win in a year from now.
Well, and this leads into doing town halls, right? Which is something
I'd love to get Danny Pellett's Women on Fire, her all those fellow gals in Texas who are running for
that would be
office.
great. We got so many options for that. We do.
Yeah, so that's I've got that in my back pocket.
The problem with I know. The problem we have right now as an organization is that we're bottlenecked, not just me anymore, but if we want to grow and take on all these things, it's a very few of us trying to do a lot of stuff, right? Coordinating productions and getting things going. And so we're moving slower now to make things happen. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're picking and choosing what we do. The reason for less awake shows in general is because we're not really a news organization. This is more for us, right? To keep it once a week. And the shows that we really produce are more for candidates. They're more for education of the electorate, but not through news. It's more through discussions with candidates and, events with and promoting of events that do these similar things. So I have a few top stories, but really the main one is Scott. And there's an article that was posted in reader-supported news. The links are in the description of this video, talking about Scott's history. It doesn't really mention what he did for us, which I thought was kind of sad, but Mark Ash was really focusing on Scott's professional career, and what he did here was all volunteer work. But Scott's been a volunteer, was a volunteer all his life, really. And when he got out of college and was kind of, you guys read the story. There's a link also to a memorial that's an action that's happening in Iowa, and that's all being set up. It's happening on Monday. Froze, I don't know if you're still going out there. If you are, thank you very much. And, we'll get some footage and coverage of that. I know that Madeline Anderson, who's part of the Our Revolution group that Scott basically was a leader of, right? I mean, Scott was doing a lot more than just working with us. He had a job with reader-supported news as a journalist, and he was working with his local Our Revolution. That's one of the reasons I reached out to Nina Turner, was to say, Scott needs help. We don't have enough people there, but we have Scott, and we should utilize that. Well, now we don't have Scott. So I'm still waiting to hear from Nina on where we go next, but everything kind of took a sideline there. And to give you actually, I want to tell you this. This all ties together, and I didn't realize that. I'm still... Personally, I'm just not in a good place. I'm pretty upset about what happened still, and I'm not doing good at like keeping going and keeping making shows and all that. I really just want to curl up into a ball and forget all this shit. And I was telling Laura and Markus that it's like a role-playing game or something where we gained a bunch of experience points and we leveled up. I hate this level. This level sucks. And I want to get through this level as fast as fucking possible and get to the next one. And that means pushing forth, building a narrative that is actually truthful, fighting a shitty narrative, growing an organization, sponsoring candidates, electing candidates, changing out the power in our government so that we can change a whole bunch of fucking laws. We have to change a whole bunch of fucking laws. We have to change our people, and then we have to change laws. And like Scott said, he's not sure if in his lifetime, and we know that in his lifetime they weren't going to enact single payer. I don't know. I'm fairly certain in my lifetime we won't have all that shit done, which makes the prospect of it remarkably depressing. But this is the world we live in. This is the world we've allowed to be created around us, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate the people that govern us. They're shitty. They're below us. They're pieces of shit mostly. I hate the fact that we give more power and more honor to a fucking CEO and their corporate greed than anything else. I hate our uneducated, fucking ignorant populace that embarrasses itself daily and then demands empathy because it's so fucking pathetic. I hate a lot of stuff right now. I'm not in a good place. Anyway.
Can I say something about Scott?
Of course, please. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling on. Please, everybody, take a chance.
This is one thing that I thought was particularly poignant, was that Scott said that Obamacare saved his life. He got coverage, and then when he had a very serious episode where his diabetes, hit him, he was able to be hospitalized and covered for that. But then after that came the necessity for him to go on dialysis. And I believe that we saw this happening, is that he kept saying, okay, he's going to make it through the convention. He wanted to see the Bernie campaign through the Democratic convention. And he kept saying, after that, I've got to go on dialysis. After that, I've really got to go on dialysis. So he delayed going on dialysis for a good 6 months to keep up with what he wanted to do. And that I find really poignant and so indicative of his character and what he believed in. And as often happens when someone dies, we're just learning about other things that he did and seeing pictures of him as a young man, as an activist, and realizing just how passionate he's been about issues for a very long time. And it just makes it, one, all the more sad, but yet it's wonderful to see this information getting out there and making a difference, and people writing blogs about it, and Our Revolution recognizing him. And I'm hoping that his memorial service on Monday is going to be amazing. And we'll all be there.
I hope so too.
Yeah,
Thanks,
absolutely.
Laura. Marcus, words? They don't have to have.
Yeah. What can I say? I knew Scott from the old shows, from the slideshows. He was nearly a daily guest in the shows, and I learned so much from him, and I had so much respect for him that he was, about what he said about the politics, etc. He was always right, or nearly right, and this was very, very impressive for me. And I'm shocked. As a German, I am shocked about. I knew it, but about the barbaric system you call healthcare, and which makes a man with 52 years, which has 52 years, decide to go and die, and this is unacceptable for me, and we have to change this. We have to fight for single payer for all Americans. I think this is what we have to do, actively have to do, because this is what we owe Scott somehow, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. I texted as much to Nina Turner this morning, and I was all pissed off, so I hope I didn't bug her.
Uh-oh.
I really did. I was like, I'm still
anybody
grieving
could-
for Scott, and I'm going to keep working, and it pisses me off, and let me know I'm at your service. Because I still want to get things going with them,
If
I
anyone can take it, Nina can.
yes. Well, she
Yes.
was very
Yeah.
yeah. She was very excited
She's
about
pissed
Randall
off at
Woodfin. Today we would talk about Randall Woodfin. I don't remember if we did that on Tuesday. No, because I hadn't won. Randall Woodfin won. He's the mayor of Birmingham, Alabama. He's African American. He's a Bernie-crat. That means he's progressive, and he beat out the Democratic establishment incumbent. He soundedly beat him. And that was where I was getting to with all this level up. I had his point with his level up shit and where things are at, and that is, we've reached a new level of seriousness. It's not the fun-loving Bernie Sanders movement. That was fun. This is serious shit. We got an oppressive, nasty, totalitarian, shitty, asshole government that we have to depose. And it's not even a question of talking about how, it's just drive forward and do it. Right? We don't have time to argue with other factions. We just need to focus and get it done. And that's Nina Turner and Our Revolution is working right now. They go from battle to battle, wherever they need to go to support whoever they need to support. Bernie Sanders is doing the same thing. Other political entities in the progressive movement are doing the same thing. They go somewhere, they rally the troops, they bring up the support, they win the battle. Or they lose the battle and they move on to the next one. But that's what's happening right now. And these little battles that are happening that mainstream media is not talking about. You see a couple articles come through here and there on the Observer or Slate, that says, oh, look, the Bernie Sanders movement's making ground. Oh, they won something over here. None of the coverage matters right now. What matters is how many people we have in power when it comes to 2018 and 2020. Right? So all the Randall Woodfins and whatnots that are winning these little battles all over in here, that's the same shit that went down with the Tea Party when they took over the Republican Party.
Yes.
But nobody was really talking about that. Right? I want to focus on what we're focusing on is we the peoples, breaking it out state to state, getting these shows going state to state, because we need a media entity in each state covering the progressive movement in each state, and that doesn't exist. We need a CNN. We need a Clinton News Network for the progressive news. That isn't focused on the big stories like a TYT or a Democracy Now! One that is focused on what information is needed to help a campaign and its ground crew win. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what we're focused on as an organization. It's the not flashy stuff. It's the not good for ratings stuff. But to me, it's way more critical than all of that. We have Jordan Cheriton for that shit. Mm-hmm. Right?
We can bring in the people who can talk about voting rights, who can talk about ground game, who can talk about strategies, who can talk about organizations. I think that is something that we've talked about doing as part of Saturday Awake, bringing in some, not candidates, but people behind the scenes, people, experts and stuff like that. Like we had Adriel a couple of weeks ago.
Well, exactly. Exactly. And hopefully we'll have him doing his own thing, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I just want to clarify. That's becoming more clear to me every day. And I just want to clarify this. We're not competing with those entities. I was like, I don't want to compete with them, but I don't know what we are. Now I realize this is what we are. We're the support network for candidates running that we feel like supporting, which is why we had to create the entities the way we did and set guidelines. So anyway, just more time. It sucks that we've reached a new level and we've earned some XP and now we're licking our wounds and, you know, that's where we're at. But this is a war, and we've always talked about it being a war. It's not, you know, this isn't like, you know, this is real. I'm fighting for our lives here.
It's no Disney movie, yes.
No, it's no Disney movie. That would be great if we would get at least a little bit of that kind of scripting. Jesus, at least we'd know there'd be some kind of happy ending, right?
Yeah.
We don't even know that. And just briefly, I want to mention Hurricane Nate on the way. So that ought to be fun.
Nate sounds really friendly, though. Can't say that Nate will do anything bad.
Well, I think of Nate Silver with 538, and so that makes me think of a nerdy guy.
Oh, which means we'll get it wrong.
Right. He's mean.
I don't know. Nate's lost his edge in the last election.
Nate's on his way to do some statistical damage. Anyway,
well, it's very kindly hitting the portion that didn't. It's between Harvey and Irma. It's going right up the center. I think last I saw it through Alabama. So we'll see what happens.
New area devastated. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that.
Don't be excited.
Okay, I'm excited from a scientific perspective of observation, not for the death toll.
Right.
But it is one more indicator that we need to talk about. The whole when is not, you know, when do we talk about it stuff?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Well, you know, Republicans never needed an invite to talk about abortion. Just talk about whatever they want, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, the time is now to talk about gun violence. The time is now to talk about climate change, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't really matter what we say. Have to change out the people in power, because then they'll be willing to talk about it because we put them there. That's just frustrating. Anyway, I didn't really load any content for today's show. I just kind of sat there and stared. I spent like a half hour going, I don't know what to put on the cover. Should it be Scott? And really, that was it. I was going to put Scott on the cover, but then I didn't want to go look through footage and find a picture. I was like, I don't want to do that. So this is we're going to talk about Scott kind of show, because.
Did you want to play that segment from the DNC that we recorded where he talked about his background? I'll drop the link.
Drop the link.
I'll drop the link. Okay.
I have a hard time watching that. That was some time. That was a year ago.
Yeah.
That was a year ago. Anyway. Hey, Tracy Navarro. Eco Sutra hates Maher. Yeah, Bill Maher turned out to be established. He's
Yeah.
rich. Wants to protect that investment. Although I remember when he gave $1 million to the Obama campaign, and I thought that was awesome.
Didn't
And I
Russell
had no
Brand just
idea.
school him on something?
He did.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on about
Yeah.
Russell Brand
I
schooling.
see. Eco just mentioned that. Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but I heard it. I can't play it. We can't
Yeah.
play it, folks. Oh,
No.
that's the other thing about the website that I forgot to say. Now that we actually have one, and so there'll be there's a live productions page that talks about our productions, but there will be a live stream page because now we could just stream to the website. We can actually do this. I can embed it on the website. You guys can watch it there. We can keep the chat in YouTube, but we could run whatever we want, right?
Yeah. Woohoo!
So we'll be doing a fundraiser soon, and I'm just gonna play whatever because we're gonna put that on the channel. There's just no need for Marcus to double, triple check a list. We're just gonna play whatever. Oh my gosh, I could play all the newsroom clips.
Ooh.
We'll have fun with that. And
We should do a very Bernie Halloween, or I think we're talking about doing a very Bernie Thanksgiving or something like that.
Yes.
Yes. Well, maybe we'll do that.
Giving.
Burn giving.
What? Say that again?
That sounds bad, Marcus. Burn giving.
A Bernie giving.
Bernie giving. Oh, I
Yeah.
like that. Well, we were talking about doing something on Thanksgiving morning just because, all I'm responsible for is pies on Thanksgiving. So,
Yeah, you guys. Okay, so you guys are. He is an elitist, Barbara. When Nina Turner called Scott Darlin, it was precious. She knew Scott.
yeah.
Yes.
Did he give $1 million to Hillary too? See, I knew he gave $1 million to. And a connection, by the way, seems low. Again, I don't know what's going on. We've gotten shitty Comcast connections here lately. Don't know what's up with that. It's just the United States to me feels like Russia in the 90s. The impression that I had of it anyway. The impression I had of Russia in the 90s was of a falling apart, used to be first world nation, or at least tried to be a first world nation that was falling apart. Maybe that's not the case, but that was my perception as a good old USA American. And now it feels like we're that country. Services are kind of falling apart, roads, bridges, infrastructure falling apart. State by state, you really don't know what you're going to get. There's no real consistency with insurance or health or anything. It just doesn't feel like an evolved nation anymore. Like, geez, things were more together in fucking Costa Rica. They don't even have a military. Go figure. They rely on ours, apparently. Anyway, Obama was a moderate Republican. I agree with that. I agree with that. All right, so this has put me in a slightly better mood thinking about a burn giving. That's hilarious. We'll definitely do a thing there.
Okay.
If you can, share the articles, everybody. Share the links. Scott's article about healthcare, and then the one written by Mark Ash, who's the editor-in-chief, Scott's boss, basically, Reader-Supported News. Reader-Supported News has basically been a big supporter of us because they kept Scott employed, and that kept us doing a lot of things.
Well, and they're covering the cost of his
Yeah.
memorial. And if you go, one place to find everything, if you go on Twitter and just search in quotes Scott Galindas and put in and then type all, you'll see all the things that people have been sharing. There's some blog posts about them. One from Heartland, which is in part of a progressive group in Iowa. That's a good place to find everything and to share it out and amplify it further as well. It's been gratifying to see how much he's showing up.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Actually, he has been showing up a lot. It's been nice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here, I'll put a link to my search in chat.
Maybe the U.S. I don't think the U.S. has hit bottom, sadly, Barbara. I think we got a long way to go. I hope we don't need to go much farther down. It's pretty bad right now. But a couple more hurricanes, a couple more climate disasters, a couple more shootings. I don't know how many more shootings it's going to take. 30,000 people died in a year from guns.
John, forget about this. Nothing changed after Sandy Hook. Do you really think this would change anything?
No.
No, never, ever.
The only thing that's going to change is changing out the people. Mm-hmm. And it's...
And this one's really weird. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on about Vegas, and I'm just really taking. I formed my opinions early. They are being kind of held out, and I'm just stepping back and watching it because I can't dive into that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go. Yeah, I don't want to go down there either. The multiple gun. It's just whatever. And thanks, Tracy. I appreciate that. This little blip in history. Let's see where it goes. We are gonna. What time is it? Yeah, this is gonna be a really early show, guys, because I wasn't really planning on much, and we've got more things to do, and I'm just, you know. You want to stay in touch with us. You want to keep help working with us on the movement, other than being here in the live events, because we're kind of retooling everything we do to do different kind of events and more of them, and that's taking more organization. And that's really what's going on here. Is we're going from the happy volunteer group, to you know, a full-fledged nonprofit that has to function with a lot more organization and figure shit out, and so it looks more serial, and there's a lot less online stuff. But info at uphillmedia.org if you want to stay connected with us in Slack, or if you want to join to volunteer, or if you're interested in working with us in a partnership on anything. That's how to stay in touch with us. And thank you guys so much. We're going to get out of here with a Crystal Bowersox song, or Bowersox. Scott was a big fan of hers. She won American Idol 9. I'm not sure which one it was, but he was a big fan. And we're going to play one of her songs. Actually, I think it's a cover, but I could be wrong. It's A Broken Wing. This was released June 15th, 2017. Scott used to drop me links to her videos in Slack, and he was really a big fan. A lot of pictures of him with her hanging out. He went there and just did press. He would take pictures just for her for free. Spent a lot of his time. He has
as many pictures of her as Bernie.
Yeah.
He was a big fan.
He really was. So.
That and the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. Let's all keep going as a online family and as a network to make sure that Scott didn't die in vain, and that we change this nation over to something that we can actually be proud of and not so ashamed of. More like Germany. Jeez. Anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for Progressive Oregon with Larry Taylor. Yes. And we are doing a live. I forgot. We are doing a live.
Yeah, we should probably promote it a little bit.
The AMA thing. So we're gonna attempt a live AMA engagement broadcast here around 1 or 2 o'clock. From what I think 1. No, it's 4 maybe. Anyway, look for that going live on the channel. I don't have an event created for it right now. And that's going to be with Sam Ronan. It'll be a dry run attempt, so having you there will be fun, but it's going to be, it's not fully serious yet because we're expecting to make a lot of mistakes. Join us for that if you want. We'll get will this be attempt 2, but we'll actually go live with this, and then we'll schedule a real first AMA event. But this will be a practice run if you want to hang out with us later today and watch something besides what's going on in the news. All right. Crystal Bowersox, Broken Wing.
Darkest day, that sun will shine. Oh, but right now, even though my heart is hurting, all is as it should be, and everything will be alright. Hide the sun to see the moon, hear a light and know the truth. Grow a little wiser every day, and you grow farther There's a lesson to be learned here, that even castles made of stone will surely fall apart. So won't you come, love, tell me to have no fear. Help me stand upon my own, help me heal this broken heart. Close your eyes to hear a song, hold your tongue to speak your mind. See a little beauty every day, you may feel you're going blind. Have faith in humanity, that every lost soul will be found. Even the bird with the broken wing sings from the ground. You need to know you're not the only one who feels lost and lonely, darling. Raise your head up, look at me, you are beautiful. I hope you see what I see, 'cause I see starlight in your eyes. I see the perfect combination of the universe and I. Hide the sun to see the moon, hear a lie to know the truth. Grow a little wiser every day as you grow farther from your youth. Oh, have faith in humanity, that every lost soul will be found. Even the bird with the broken wing, even the bird with the broken wing, even the bird with the broken wing sings from the ground.